Really wanted to share a way to draw about self-care, and I realized that I do have a way that I think about it in my head that I've actually never shared before. So this is a new thing. I'm gonna adjust my. Ooh. This is for managing mood, because I feel like what self-care is all about is how to manage our mood. So, because normally it's only when things are off or out of balance that really when we need help. You know, when everything's going great, of course we're fine. So I'm going to do 2 lines on my seesaw. So first I'm going to draw the middle of my seesaw. Let's see, maybe that's too bright. So I'm going to do 1 line. Alright. So this one is going to be my energy. Energy or mood. Okay. And then the other thing is stimulation.
Are we supposed to be drawing this?
Yeah, I invite you to draw. It's gonna be very simple. Okay, so these are the 2 different things that really affect me as a sensitive person, and probably you guys because you're humans. So it's my mood and then my stimulation. So these are the 2 different sort of categories that I often think about with self-care and when I'm trying to manage what's going on. So I'm going to draw in emojis just because that's fun. So with stimulation, I like to think of these as like, okay, when I'm overstimulated, a lot, which can happen easily with digital stuff especially. So I feel like that little head exploding emoji, the one that's like, so I'm gonna draw that little dude. So when I'm feeling, I'm like, kinda, looks like a tree is growing out of its head. So there's my little head exploding guy. So this is when I feel overstimulated, but being understimulated is just as bad, because that's when I get like restless and cranky and just like grrr, arg. So I'm gonna draw a little sort of snarky.
Laura Lee, will you after that tip your computer just a teensy bit over? Yeah. Even a little bit more, like 1 inch or 2. Yeah, perfect.
Okay. So having too much stimulation, not enough stimulation, both of them are terrible. And then with energy, I'm going to draw little emojis for those. So of course, when my energy is low, that's when I'm sort of more depressed and sad and, you know, cry, cry, cry. So I'm going to draw a little tears. And a lot of times when I'm just low energy, I then feel sad. So like if I have a physical ailment, like a stomach ache, I just feel sad because I just like, ooh. So sometimes a mood starts off with a physical feeling. And if I have too much energy, that's like when I have like all the thoughts and I'm sort of hyper and I can't sleep. Sometimes that's great for art because like, I'm gonna be busy, but sometimes it's like not good. So that's more when I get like, I don't know, too like, yeah, too little like maniac. So I'm gonna draw like sort of like spiral eyes. Because it's sort of like overwhelmed. So these are sort of like the negative emotions that are going on. So now I'm switching back to my black. So now I'm gonna put in here little emojis that represent things that would balance my mood out in this situation. So these are like little emojis to represent stuff in my self-care plan. So for example, when I am depressed, when I'm down and I have super low energy, something that helps me is to hug the cat. So I'm gonna put on here little happy cat. And also nature helps me when I'm like feeling low energy. like going out into like being outside around trees. So I'm going to draw some little trees on here. It's kind of a tree. And a little flower in there. Yeah. Nature is definitely very helpful. Versus when I'm, let's see, when I'm sort of like overhyped, like too excited, like I have too much energy, you know, like you're shaking your leg and you can't focus on anything because you're like, too much stuff. So when I'm like that, something that really helps me is, of course, dance, because then I can get that energy out. So I'm going to draw a little dancing girl. Oh gosh, she's actually kind of complicated. She's like, yeah, I'm dancing. She's got like a little, something like that.
Maybe she's holding her flagpole too.
Yeah, so it's a dancing girl. Use your imagination. So that's something that helps me when I have too much energy, and also talking, like getting, if there's like a lot of stuff built up, then like it's got to get let out. So talking is helpful. I'll draw a little speech bubble. And of course, whimsy. Whimsy also helps when I have too much energy. So I'm gonna draw little stars. So doing silly things. So those are just some examples of things that I will sort of bring in when my mood is out of balance or up or down. And so this is just a different way to think about the stuff that's in the self-care plan. So I'll draw out stuff for the other side real quick. Unless, let's see. Well, I know I don't have that much time yet, so left. So I guess I'll draw it out, and then if we have time to share what people drew in theirs. Okay, so with my stimulation, so this is like, you know, school and books and conversations and TV and just all the stuff, the world, the news, life, all the things that are, you know, going into that brain and that system. So when I am really low, like understimulated, which can happen easily as an artist, 'cause I'm like, I want to go have adventures, and I can't, and I get all grabby and cranky. So, of course, books and reading. So if I need more stimulation, I need more stories. So travel stories have been something I've been into since I can't travel. So I'll like watch a film that's set in another country. And of course, exploring. So I'll draw some little feet here. So maybe like walk around a neighborhood in town that I've never explored before. And let's see, when I am overstimulated, so there's too much stuff going on, that's when I need silence. So silence is helpful. Sort of like I need a break from everything. So I'm going to draw the little face. And I'm also going to draw napping, because sometimes I just need a break. So it's like, okay, just lay down for 20 minutes. Oh, wait. Eyes are closed. I guess they close. Oh, well, whatever. Sleepy face. And I wanted to throw the tenets of Artnership in here as well, because I always think about how flexibility is good for dealing with when things are overwhelming and too much. It's like, be flexible. Like, you don't have to meet that goal today if you're not feeling up to it. Like, you can do that tomorrow. So I'm going to draw one of, like, a little muscle arm for flexibility. So I'm going to draw a little muscle arm? Okay. And, whimsy. I already brought up whimsy with energy. So when I have a lot of energy, then tapping into play is a really good outlet. And for when I'm really down, what I need is healing the most. So I'm going to draw a little red cross. Then I always think of when I feel underwhelmed, understimulated, that what I need is connection. I need to like interact. So I need to like make a phone date. So I'm gonna put a little chain here for connection. Yes, a little like snail mail.
With somebody, you know, in your virtual learning group, or somebody, a friend or a cousin, you know, or a family member that doesn't live with you.
That's a good example. I definitely do that when I feel like restless. I'm like, I want to do something, and if I can't do it in person, then I can write a letter. And in the middle here, keeping everything in balance, I'm going to put success, which is the final Artner tenet, because if you keep everything in balance, then you will be successful. And it also, I'd like to point out that it does look like a slice of cheese, which brings in cheese levels. So it's a giant slice, because that's how you make success. Now, actually, I'm going to draw the little confetti. So that's success. And cheese, because that's part of the self-care. Oh, I'll turn that into like a little balloon. All right. So thank you for joining me on this visual diagramming journey to talk about managing our moods.